And we begin tonight with the weather impact. Another round of snow heading here to central Indiana. This one is more about the timing than the snow totals. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. So, Angela, what is the timing on this one? Will this impact morning rush?
Yes, 5 a.m. to noon.
Okay.
We'll be tracking this area of snow. So, yes, it gets here early enough that we could have some slick roads and the potential of a few school delays. Not expecting that to be widespread. What we're watching is the weather system that's now across the northern sections of Wisconsin. This one is moving quickly our way, and it will bring us snow chances. Far eastern counties under a winter weather advisory. If we see any additional counties added, may go weather impact alert. Check in with Sean and Matt first thing tomorrow morning on sunrise. Again, not a lot of snow, ½ inch to maybe 2 at most, but you can see it arrives as we begin that morning drive. Areas southwest of Indianapolis may end up with a little bit of ice, freezing drizzle. Everybody else will be dealing with some snow from about 5 a.m. to noon.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. We're following breaking Colts news tonight. Former Colts kicker Adam Vinatieri is tonight a Hall of Famer. That big announcement made less than an hour ago right here on Channel 13.
No one has scored more points or kicked more field goals. 24 seasons, 4 rings, one at my expense, and now 1 bust in the halls of Canton. Adam Vinatieri.
What an amazing career. Adam Vinatieri, the NFL's all-time leading scorer, making more field goals than anyone. His records speak for themselves. So tonight's announcement seemed almost inevitable. He played for the Colts for more than a decade after starting his career with the Patriots.
You just think back to all the years and all the teammates and coaches and owners and players and just the people that touched your life all the way through that helped you along the way, all the way from, being a young child to the day that you took your helmet and your pads off, for me. So, it was wild seeing the other Hall of Famers up there that came up and congratulated us to the crew. That was pretty an awesome moment.
Adam Vinatieri is joined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026 by former Purdue star Drew Brees.
Seasons, 13 Pro Bowls, and the second most passing yards, completions, and touchdowns in NFL history. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Hall of Famer Drew Brees.
Such a talent. After playing for the Boilers, Drew Brees spent most of his pro career with the New Orleans Saints, shattering team passing records and leading the Saints to victory in Super Bowl 44, defeating the Colts. Drew Brees talked tonight about that moment just after the announcement was made.
What an elite club that we're a part of. What a respect and a reverence that we have for this game and the opportunity to have played this game. It was an absolute privilege and still pretty surreal, though, I would say.
The class of 2026 will be enshrined in the Hall of Fame in August. Well, tonight there are several questions surrounding the future of Eagle Creek Reservoir. For months now, plans to pump millions of gallons of water to Boone County's Leap District have come under fire. But tonight, our Alex Almanza is at a meeting where utilities cleared the air.
The war over water is playing out at a city-county building as utilities and environmental advocates question the LEAP project and how it's using water. The Council Parks Committee meeting to hear presentations from Lebanon Utilities and Citizens Energy Group, 2 key players in the LEAP District Plan, which is a massive innovation district in Boone County, which will be home to tenants like Meta's data center and drug developer Eli Lilly. Several questions in the air specifically about Citizens Energy Plan to transport water from several water sources in central Indiana to Lebanon Utilities and then to the LEAP District. Also presenting the Hoosier Environmental Council and Eagle Creek Park Foundation Advisory Committee. The utilities clearing the air on how wastewater will be discharged back into water sources.
All of this water being discharged is regulated by the Clean Water Act. This is a treated water discharge back into a water body. I'm quite sure that almost everyone in this room has seen this type of discharge, as this is very common throughout the state.
From the very beginning, what we were aimed at was transparency. Anybody who you ask that knows about Eagle Creek loves Eagle Creek, and therefore they deserve a chance to hear what the plans are in detail if they choose.
Now, this council committee doesn't have much authority for where this project heads going forward, so the focus right now is engaging in conversation between utilities and residents. At the City County building, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Tonight, Indiana lawmakers tell 13 News a controversial bill over at the State House addressing farmland development is not moving forward in its current form. Now, we first told you about that measure last night. This would have allowed developers to build on certain farmland without rezoning or even of having a public hearing. Now, one of the bill's sponsors tells us the permitted use language is getting pulled. That specific provision gives developers an automatic thumbs up if the land that they're looking at is deemed not productive. This bill can still be amended by the Senate Utilities Committee. Tonight at 11, authorities are now confirming the remains discovered in Ohio are that of Haley Busby. The 17-year-old was reported missing from Fishers last month. An Ohio prosecutor says an autopsy report verified her identity. Her remains were discovered in Wayne National Forest, that's in Perry County, Ohio. Police believe Busby was killed at a short-term rental property in Hocking County. You can see these areas on this map here. 39-year-old Tyler Thomas is charged in connection to the girl's disappearance. He made a remote court appearance earlier this week. Investigators believe he met Busby online. They say that Thomas led them to Haley's remains and then confessed to burying them. Right now, Thomas is not charged with killing Haley. His attorney said that Thomas will plead not guilty if prosecutors file any additional counts. Thomas's next court date is set for Tuesday. Back here in Indiana tonight, Hoosiers have rallied around Haley's family. We've seen pink ribbons and pink lights throughout the area as a show of support for the Busby family. And now the city of Fishers is declaring February Go Pink for Haley Month. Our Logan Gay talked to the mayor tonight. So Logan, what was his message?
Well, Fishers Mayor Scott Thaddeus says he wants the Busby family to be able to look around and see real visible signs the community is standing with them. He says the more Fishers can paint the city pink, the more love the family will feel.
Fishers Mayor Scott Thaddeus says the tragic news about Haley Busby hit the community hard.
It's been a very difficult several days that have just truly, I think, pulled at the heartstrings of every Fishers resident, every Hoosier, really any parent that's heard this story.
He says spending time with Haley's family and seeing their strength has given him hope.
From the minute I met Haley's parents, it was evident to me that the house was full of love, that they truly loved her and that she really loved them, and she was a great big sister, and she was smart and hardworking and just a good human being all the way around.
Thaddeus says the community is showing support for the family in visible ways.
They are aware of all the outpouring of support. The pink ribbons, the pink lights mean the world to them.
So Mayor Thaddeus has officially proclaimed February Go Pink for Haley Month.
Something as simple as putting a pink ribbon on your mailbox or putting a pink light up in a window at night would mean the world to them. Any one of those things right now are just really like visual signs that they're not alone in a time that can feel very lonely.
But Thaddeus says the heart of the gesture is simple.
In large part about just celebrating who Haley was. It's a reminder of who Haley was.
He says when our family and Fishers police finally bring her home, she'll be back where she's loved most.
These are the defining moments of a community. You know, are we just a city or are we a community? Do we care about one another? And you don't have to know someone to care about the plight that they're in.
And Mayor Thaddeus says they're turning exterior lights on city buildings pink and placing pink ribbons along 116th Street. And don't forget, inside the art gallery at Fishers City Hall, you can view a portrait of Haley painted by a local art teacher and write messages to the family on a canvas. Both of these items will go straight to the family at the end of the month.
Logan, thanks so much. Tonight, we're hearing from the Indiana House Speaker on this push to create Haley's Law. Haley's family is advocating tonight for lawmakers to do something in the wake of this teen's death. So they started a petition that now has nearly 100,000 signatures. It calls on state legislators to establish a pink alert system. This would fill in what Haley's loved ones say are gaps in that alert system. So that way missing people and kids are covered when there are credible risks. You see, when Haley disappeared back in January, Fishers police classified her as a runaway. No one issued an amber or a silver alert. Republican Speaker Todd Huston confirms Indiana lawmakers are working on the next steps.
Representative McNamara, Representative Jeter, Senator Walker, Kyle Walker, others are working. I've obviously been involved on trying to make sure that we address any concerns around the alert issue that we've heard about. I want to be like Fishers Police did a phenomenal job. This should not be viewed as any criticism of them. They did a phenomenal job. They're amazing people. You know, we just want to make sure that in a case like this, if there's a way for make sure notification is done properly, we make sure it's done.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun also told 13 News he's working with Indiana State Police to identify solutions to gaps in this missing person alert system. He's hoping lawmakers can address the issue before the end of this legislative session. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker will be following any developments closely. We'll also be keeping a close eye on this investigation into Haley's death. You can find all those updates on air and online on WTHR.com.